Welcome to Beth Roars, where we look at your favourite singers to find out what makes them them. Roar. This one is just a classic. It's Phil Collins, who you will know from Genesis. He was originally the drummer, and then once Peter Gabriel left, became the singer, and he has a really distinct voice. So distinct. Well, I've been waiting for this moment all my life. Oh Lord. Okay, one of the things I first have to talk about is the shapes that he's making with his noise. So you can hear that what people often think is nasality, but instead of the sound coming up through his nose, nasality often actually gives a kind of dampened sound, like a instead of a which is twang. And what twang is when the vocal tract at the back just above the vocal cords is slightly narrowed. Now, I don't want anyone to try and narrow there because, you know, it's just going to cause problems. But actually, often singers feel that as a mask placement or forward placement. It depends what school of thought you subscribe to, what you call it. But basically, it's a buzzy feeling, that resonance at the front of your face. What's further adding to it is his wide vowels. He is really kind of smiley with it. I say smiley, it just is wide, rather than tall and thin. So he's not like, oh, like this. Oh, really round O though. So he does a lot of so he's putting a glottal stop on the start. His diction is really precise. You can hear kind of everything. Now, he is musical theatre trained. He actually was the Artful Dodger in the West End as a kid. He was a theatre kid. Who would have thought? And he also learned to drum. So he has that sense of rhythm. Learned to drum. He was the drummer of Genesis. I don't know why I said it like that. He has that sense of rhythm, of attack within his singing, which comes both from theatre training and from his fabulous sense of rhythm from his drumming. I've seen your face before, my friend, but I don't know if you know who I am. She's just dead on with that rhythm. Well, I was there and I saw what you did. Saw it with my own two eyes. So like was there instead of I and closing, but he's got that wide shape again. Was there with the glottal stop, and D, really letting the air build up behind the D earlier on in there, because he wants that punch and attack. He wants that hit. So you can wipe off that grin, know where you've been, some in a packed line. Oh, I love how they've joined it with the synthy sound. I've been waiting for this moment all my life. Oh Lord, I can feel it coming. There's another pop-up consonant. Oh Lord, I've been waiting for this moment. So he is someone who is quite simple in the way that he performs. He's not adding lots of riffs or runs or doing crazy high notes or anything, but his tone is something, I mean, you either love it or you hate it, and I think it's wonderful. It's so distinct, and it's completely down to, well, one, the shape of his vocal tract and his vocal cords, but I suspect mostly his vocal tract, but also the shapes that he's creating, how wide he's being, how narrow he's being. It's the complete opposite of what you would perhaps do if you were singing opera. You'd want to make a bit more space. You'd want it to be really open. He is not doing that, but he hasn't really got a big mouth either. He's got quite a small mouth and quite a small space there. So all of this impacts on the sound that you're creating and gives you your own unique tone. And he certainly got it. It's really interesting, actually. Everyone always asks me, how can I get my own unique voice? And the thing is, you already have it. No one is built the same way as you. There is not a person in the world, even if you're an identical twin, you're not going to be exactly the same. And you're not going to have the same life experiences, and you might not attack the music in the same way. And all you need to do is focus on how you naturally express things. What is your own natural form of expression? And when you find that, then your uniqueness can just come out. Remember. Love that. I love how he uses the rhythm. And the last time we ever met, but I know the reason why you keep your silence, sir. No, you don't fool me. Oh, he's walking near the drum kit. Here we go. It just struck me that he plays drums like he sings, like he is playing it strong, it has attack. He's not doing anything crazy, but it, like, just those really simple beats is the most iconic sound. I mean, it's the most iconic drum fill I can think of ever, and it's simple. It's like strong, it has character, it has attack. He's a man who knows who he is in the soul. That is quite high though. So those lives, he's changing it to an ah, makes it a little bit easier for him, still keeping that wide position, interestingly. However, it is really high, actually, and he's naturally that high. It sounds pretty easy for him. It sounds like, I mean, you can hear in his voice, he's not got like depth to it. It has that sort of attack to it, which comes with higher voices. There was a fancy round. Again, using rhythm and attack as emphasis. He thinks like a drummer. He is a drummer. It's so interesting because he is someone who really approaches singing like a drummer. You can hear the rhythmic aspects, how he's attacking each note. He's very simple with what he does, but it isn't because he can't, because you hear at the end he put in that one big old fancy run, but he's using it in very specific ways. He's not just throwing them around wherever to show off, and then you get that fantastic build with the music. He's really, really thoughtful and intentional in his use of kind of technique and technical singing and technical drumming, and it gives you this kind of stability and drive that brings you to the kind of emotional peak of that song. Very good. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.